Hello, my name is Christian Rodriguez, and welcome to the Political Compass, where we will recap important headlines coming out of Washington, D.C., Tallahassee, and the global stage in order to spread civic literacy amongst Belen students. Let's begin the news with the crisis over the U.S. debt limit. Last week, the President and the Big Four group, comprised of the House Speaker, Minority Leader, the Senate Majority Leader, and Minority Leader, held talks at the White House. The talks were to resolve the debt limit crisis, which if not addressed would force the U.S. economy into an economic crisis and possibly recession. According to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, the deadline for a deal to be made and passed is June 1st. Speaker McCarthy has told reporters that there has been, quote, no progress made in negotiations with the White House yesterday. The President and the Big Four group met again at the White House in terms of reaching a deal yesterday. Yesterday, the Senate Judiciary Committee's Subcommittee on Privacy, Technology, and the Law held a hearing regarding artificial intelligence and the oversight of it. Witnesses included Sam Altman, who is the chief executive of OpenAI and creator of ChatGPT. In the hearing, Mr. Altman pushed the Senate to implement regulations and restrictions on artificial intelligence, stating that, quote, we believe that the benefits of the tools we have deployed so far vastly outweigh the risks, but ensuring their safety is vital to our work. The chair of the subcommittee, Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from Connecticut, stated that, quote, our goal is to help demystify and hold accountable those new technologies to avoid some of the mistakes in the past, adding that, quote, Congress failed to meet the moment on social media. On Monday, a man with a metal baseball bat walked into the office of Representative Jerry Connolly and attacked members of his staff. The Northern Virginia congressman, who represents Fairfax, Virginia, has been in Congress since 2009. The attacker entered the congressional office demanding to see the congressman. 2 staff members were hurt in the incident, including an intern who was on her first day on the job. This comes amidst a rise in political threats and violence. Now, turning to news in Florida, a lot of movement and rumblings are occurring and swirling around a likely DeSantis presidential bid. On Monday, the governor's official press secretary, Brian Griffin, left his role in order to take a senior role in the governor's political operation. This suggests that the governor is staffing up in advance of a bid for president. Another major development was when Florida House Speaker Paul Renner and Senate President Kathleen Passidomo released a statement yesterday endorsing Governor DeSantis for president. This statement comes even before the governor himself has announced whether he will run, but a bid is now widely expected to be announced in the next month. In her statement, President Passidomo stated, quote, there is no greater vision for the future of our country than the Florida blueprint. And Speaker Renner stated, quote, Governor DeSantis has a proven record of delivering on the pro-family, pro-economic ideals that not only will keep Florida free, but will be of critical importance in a 2024 presidential election. Also, over the weekend, Governor DeSantis traveled to Iowa, the first state in the Republican presidential primary, in order to give remarks to a crowd of supporters. In Sioux City, Iowa, the Florida governor pushed Republican voters to change a, quote, culture of losing in the Republican Party. Most people see this statement as a dig at former President Trump, whose endorsements cost Republicans over a dozen competitive races in the 2022 midterms. This trip sparks even more speculation that an announcement on a DeSantis 2024 campaign is imminent. Tuesday of this week featured several important elections across the country. In Kentucky, State Attorney General Daniel Cameron won the Republican nomination to take on incumbent Democrat Governor Andy Beshear. Cameron, with the help and endorsement of former President Donald Trump, defeated several other Republicans in the contest, including former United Nations Ambassador Kelly Craft, who was endorsed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Cameron will now face off against Governor Beshear, who, as a Democrat in a very conservative state, will face a very competitive race. Also, former news anchor Donna Deegan won the mayoral election in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. Deegan was elected as the first woman mayor of the city and as the first Democrat elected in 12 years. An important flip for the state Democrat Party. Her opponent, Daniel Davis, was endorsed by Governor DeSantis, but came up short. That's it for this week's Political Compass segment. Until next time, when we run down more headlines for you.